Hello students, I am Sunny sir from Mahdi English School and this video is for class 3 subject English. Before we continue with our video, let us read one beautiful thought. Don't stress, do your best, forget the rest. So what is the meaning of this thought? The meaning of this thought is that you should not take tension. You should give your best in each and every situation. Even if the situation is difficult, you have to give your best. You do not have to worry about anything else, but you just have to give your best. And surely you will get a fruitful result. So don't take anything on your mind, just relax and continue with your work and forget the rest. The topics that we are going to cover in today's video, that is lesson number 4, in-house garden. We have already learned the lesson, we have already learned the notes of the lesson, but that is yet incomplete. So we shall continue with that lesson. We will read and learn the Fairbook notes which is pending. We have not learned the question answers yet. We shall learn that today. And we shall read and write along with the video. So please, I want to request you that you have to sit with your rough book, pencil, eraser so that you can write the answers at least. Then we will solve the remaining textual exercises which are left, which we have not yet done, and then if time permits we will read the lesson for practice. But before we start with our today's video, I want to give you some advice that we discuss every day. The important things that you should keep in your mind, that you should see that your surroundings are neat and clean. See that you wash your hands every hour during the day, at least for 30 seconds with a soap, and see that you wear your mask whenever you go outside. Take care of the animals around your house, and see that if possible you should plant the fruits, vegetables in your own garden, and if you don't have that much space, you can do it on the terrace or in the balcony or in the kitchen. So I suggest you to make in-house garden just like Pari and her grandma did. Let us start with the video and let us learn the notes of the lesson. So in the previous video, we have learnt all these things. Let us have a glance. We had learnt fill in the blanks. Then we had learnt complete the following. And after that we had also learnt true or false in the previous video. Then we had done make sentences, and all that make sentences which we have done you can see on the screen. Now today we shall continue with the notes. We shall learn question answers. So here in question answers, the PDF will be sent in the WhatsApp group. You just have to write down the answers one time along with the video so that you can learn. So on the new page you will give the heading question answers. Now let us read the first one. What woke Pari up at 8 a.m.? Why did Pari wake up at 8 a.m. in the morning? How did she wake up? Did the grandmother wake her up, or did she wake her up on her own? Let us read the answer. Pari had woken up to the delicious smell from the kitchen. See, I will read the difficult spellings. W-O-K-E-N, woken up. Woken up is the third form of the verb woke. The three forms are wake, woke, woken. So here you shall write woken up. Pari had woken up to the delicious smell from the kitchen. This word is also there in fill in the blanks, in CF, and in make sentences. So Pari had woken up. Why did she wake up? Because there was a delicious smell. There was a very fine smell coming from the kitchen, because grandma was cooking something. So because of that smell, she had woken up in the morning and she went to the kitchen trying to scare her grandmother. So I hope you have written the answer. I am reading it once again. So please write the answer if you have not written yet. Pari had woken up to the delicious smell from the kitchen. Number 2. Name the plants that Pari noticed in the veranda. You do not have to write the question, you will write only the answer. Name the plants that Pari noticed in the veranda. So noticed means which plants did she observe in the veranda, in the compound of the house. Which plants did she observe? So answer is Pari noticed tomatoes and chili plants in the veranda. So which plants did she observe? Tomatoes and chili plants. In the veranda there were two plants. In the veranda of grandma's house there were two plants she noticed. Tomatoes, tomatoes, chilli, chili. Pari noticed tomatoes and chili plants in the veranda. You can just write the things which I have underlined so that you can write quickly along with the video. Name the plants that Pari noticed in the veranda. Pari noticed tomatoes and chili plants in the veranda. See, half of the answer is from the question. You have to start from here. Pari noticed, that is the starting of the answer, then the ending of the answer in the veranda. That is also repeated in the answer. So this much is from the question. Pari noticed in the veranda. But what is extra? That you have to write yourself. That is tomatoes and chili plants. This is what you have to write by yourself. Half of the answer is from the question. Next, you can see the image. What is the image of? So this is the image of tomatoes, 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 and here is the image of chilies, which are very spicy. When we add it to our food becomes spicy and also very tasty. So she observed the plants of these two in the veranda. Number 3. Let us read the question. Where was grandma's house? A very easy question. Where was grandma's house? Where did she live? Grandma's house was in the outskirts. Where was her house? Grandma's house was in the outskirts. So your answer is, main answer is this much, but you will write the whole answer. See, this much is from the question. Grandma's house. See that you have to write apostrophe S as given in the question. Apostrophe S, that shows the house belongs to grandma. Grandma's house was in the outskirts. You have to take care of the spelling over here. OUTSKIRTS, outskirts. That way you can learn the spelling. Where was grandma's house? Grandma's house was in the outskirts. See, here it is past tense, so we shall write was. Grandma's house was in the outskirts. Next, you have to write only the answer. What is number 4? Why should we eat bitter gourds? Why? What is the reason? Why should we eat bitter gourds? What is the benefit of eating bitter gourds? So bitter gourds improves our digestion. What is the benefit? It improves our digestion. Digestion means when you eat something, the food goes inside your stomach, it gets digested, your intestine works and it digests the food, and then you can get energy from the digested food. So what is the use of bitter gourds? Bitter gourds improves your digestion, means it will not let your stomach pain and it will keep your body very healthy. So this is the image of the vegetable which is called bitter gourd. It improves your digestion. Here you have to take care of two spellings. Over here is improve, IMPROVES, improves. Here is digestion, DIGESTION, digestion. So I hope you have written the answer. Number 5. Where did grandma put all the waste? So grandma collected all the waste she told Pari not to throw the waste in the waste bin. She asked Pari to bring all the leftovers and vegetable peels. So where did she put all the waste? She put all the waste in the compost pit. Where did she put? In the compost pit. That is your main answer which I have underlined. Where did grandma put all the waste? She means grandma. You can write grandma, you can write she, anything. So she put all the waste in the compost pit. This is compost pit. And what is the meaning of compost pit? We have learnt in the lesson. Compost pit is an area in the ground where all the rotten plants, leaves and food waste are mixed to improve the quality of the soil. So this is compost pit, and grandma put all the waste in it. Next. Now the next heading is long question answers. These long question answers you shall not write anywhere. This is just for your knowledge. You will not write these long question answers either in rough book or in fair book, but we do have to learn it so that we can understand the lesson properly. First one, why would grandma grow vegetables at home? So what is the first question? That grandma was growing vegetables at home on her own. She did not go to the market to buy the vegetables. Why? What was the reason? So the answer is grandma grew vegetables at home because, now the reason is, she could not get fresh food. She was not able to get the good vegetables from the market. The vegetables she bought at the market were stale. They were either stale or they had smell of chemicals. Means she did not go to the market because the vegetables in the market, it was stale. Means it was not good quality. It was old, of 2 or 3 days earlier, or it was the smell of chemicals. The vegetables had the smell of chemicals in it. Chemicals are the medicines used by the farmers for keeping the vegetables safe from the insects. So grandma did not buy vegetables from the market. She grew the vegetables at home because she could not get fresh food. She wanted to eat fresh food every day, healthy food. That's why. And the other reason was she bought when she went to the market, the vegetables she saw were stale, very old, or they were smelling of chemicals. So that was the reason that grandma grew vegetables at home. See, here is the past tense of grow. Grew, grew. Next, you can see the image of the vegetables. There are so many vegetables over here which you can eat, which are healthy for your body, which you can grow at home. So different vegetables like tomatoes, carrots, then cabbage, these are different vegetables that are very healthy for your body, and you should eat all these vegetables regularly. Then second long question is, what new things did Pari learn about carrots and bitter gourds? So there were the plants of carrots. Grandma was growing carrots and bitter gourds in her garden. So what did Pari learn about these two vegetables? Answer is, Pari learned that carrots are root vegetables and they grow under the ground. What did she learn? Pari learned that carrots are root vegetables, and where do they grow? They grow underground. And she also learned that bitter gourds are climbers. The second thing she learned, that bitter gourds are climbers and they taste bitter. Bitter means not sweet. It is opposite of sweet. Very bad taste. So she learned that bitter gourds are climbers. They climb on the wall and they grow, and the taste is very bitter. Bitter gourds also made the place which they covered look beautiful. But one more important thing, that bitter gourds makes the place beautiful. Wherever bitter gourds grow, that place becomes green and beautiful. So that is one advantage of bitter gourds. So, what new things did she learn about carrots and bitter gourds? Again, she learned that carrots are root vegetables. Root vegetables means they grow under the ground. Then, second thing, she learned that bitter gourds are climbers and the taste is bitter. But wherever they grow, they make it look beautiful. Then you can see the image of carrots and bitter gourds. These are very healthy for your eyes, also for your digestive system. You should eat both of these vegetables. Then number 3, how can we recycle or reuse most of the waste? Means how can we save the wasted food? Do you have any option? How will you save the wasted food which you throw away every day? So the answer is we can recycle or reuse most of the waste such as leftover food and vegetables by putting it in the pit and composting it. We should put it in the compost pit and we should not throw it away. How will you save it? The leftover food which is extra and the vegetable peels which are there, you can put it in the pit, in the compost pit, and then you can reuse it. You can save it for the future. You can use it for making a compost and improving the quality of the soil. These supplies enough compost for the garden. So if you have the garden, if you are growing your own vegetables, then you can use this leftover food and vegetable peels. You can make the compost and that you can use for growing the other vegetables. Next, number 4, what did grandma promise Pari? So grandma made a promise. What promise was that? Grandma promised to help Pari to set up her small kitchen garden. She promised Pari that she will help her to set up her small kitchen garden and compost pit in her small apartment. That was grandma's birthday gift to Pari. So grandma said that I will give you a birthday gift. I will come on your birthday to your place, to your apartment. I will come there and we will set up a small kitchen garden. Just like grandma's garden, Pari wanted to make a small garden in her house. So grandma promised that on your birthday I will gift you a small kitchen garden and we will make a compost pit in your small apartment. That was grandma's promise to Pari. Then you can see how kitchen garden is grown with the help of compost. The wasted food, the vegetable peels is collected and compost is made out of it. Then read these lines and answer the questions. So the lines, red color lines, are the sentences from the lesson and the questions are asked below. That is called reference to context. So that also you don't have to write, you just have to understand. First one, they also plugged chilies and tomatoes in the veranda. So where is this line? This line is there in the lesson. They means both of them, they plugged chilies and tomatoes in the veranda. So who are they? In this sentence, they refers to whom? Which both people are being talked about here? They means which two persons? So grandma and Pari. They means grandma and Pari because they both plugged chilies and tomatoes in the veranda. There was no one else in the house, only these two were there. So who plugged chilies and tomatoes? Grandma and Pari. So they, word they refers to grandma and Pari. Next, where were they before going to the veranda? So where were they standing before they went down to the veranda? Where were they? They were on the terrace. Where were they? They were on the terrace. Why? Because grandma wanted to show her rooftop garden. So rooftop means terrace. Garden which was there, she wanted to show it to Pari. So they went to the terrace and after that they went down to the veranda. Then, what else had they picked before plucking chilies and tomatoes? So, before chilies and tomatoes, what did they pluck? what did they take out? They plucked all these things. They plucked ladies' fingers, then bitter gourds, after that carrots and leafy vegetables. All these things they plucked out. What was the thing? What were the vegetables? Before plucking out chilies and tomatoes, they plucked ladies' fingers, bitter gourds, carrots, and leafy vegetables. Next, you can see the image of all that things: ladies' fingers, bitter gourds, leafy vegetables, carrots. These are the images of all the vegetables that were plucked out by Pari and her grandma. You can identify the image: lady's finger, then bitter gourds, carrots, leafy vegetables. You might have seen all these and you also might have eaten. Next, but won't it smell bad to have compost in the backyard? Asked Pari. So this sentence is also taken from the lesson. Won't it smell bad to have compost in the backyard? Asked Pari. So Pari asked grandma, if we have compost pit in the backyard of our house, it will smell very bad. Yes or no? So who was Pari speaking to? Whom did she ask this question? That won't it smell bad if we have compost pit in the backyard? Whom was she talking to? She was speaking to her grandmother. It is very easy answer. Whom did she say these words to? She asked this question to her grandmother. Next, why did Pari think that the backyard would smell bad if there was compost? So Pari thought that if we keep compost pit in the backyard of our house, means if we keep all the waste vegetables, if we keep all the vegetable peels, the wasted food and everything on the backyard of our house, in the backyard, then it will smell very bad. So why did she think that it will smell bad? Because compost pit would be full of leftover cooked food, vegetable waste and dry leaves. Because what will be there in the compost pit? In the compost pit there will be leftover cooked food, means wasted food. Vegetable waste will be there and dry leaves will be there. So all these things will smell really bad, and that's why Pari thought that if you keep compost pit in the backyard of the house, then it will smell really bad because it contains all these things. Next, you can see how it looks like. See, this is the wasted food, the plate of the rice. You should not leave this like in between. You should take only how much you want to eat. So this is wasted food. This is wasted, the peels of the vegetables. When you remove the peels of the vegetables and then you cook, you throw away the peels, the outer part, the skin of the vegetables. And here you can see the dry leaves. So if you mix all these three things, what can you make? You can make compost with all these three things. And if you put it in the backyard, won't it smell bad? Yes, but if you clean that compost pit regularly, then it will not smell bad. So whenever you see these three things, you should collect it and make compost out of it. It is useful. It should not be thrown away. Last, what reply did the person spoken to give her? Means what did grandmother tell Pari? So grandmother said that turning the compost pile regularly would keep the bad smell off. So grandmother told Pari that we should keep the compost pile turning regularly. We should change the compost pit. So that is how we can keep the bad smell off. We should change the compost pit regularly and we should clean it so that will keep the bad smell off. You can see the compost pit, how the waste is thrown over here, but it is still useful. The waste of vegetables, the waste of the eaten vegetables which is thrown away, peels and the dry leaves, we can make compost out of it. So I suggest you should also make a compost and use it for growing the vegetables in your house. Now let us solve textual exercise which is pending. So this is the exercise which is incomplete. Let us complete it. Fill in the blanks with the correct form of the verbs in the brackets. So the form of the verbs are given in the brackets, and we have already understood the three tenses: present tense, past tense, future tense. So based on that explanation, let us write the answers. First one, the train dash at 6:30 p.m. tonight. So here the word is given arrive. Arrive means come. So the train will arrive at 6:30 p.m. tonight. Why should we write will? Because yet it has not come. Tonight means it will come now. It is future tense. So for future tense, what do we write? W-I-L-L, will. And what is the verb given in the bracket? A-R-R-I-V-E, arrive. Arrive means to come. So the train will arrive at 6:30 p.m. tonight. It is future tense. Next, sentence number 2. The sun always dash in the west. So here it is given set. So we know that sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So it is present tense. Present tense means it is the action that happens every day. It is universal truth. So we just have to write S in front of the verb. S-E-T-S, sets. The sun sets in the west. It is the universal truth. We cannot change it. So we have to write present tense. Next, he dash so loud that everyone looked at him. So the verb is given laugh. So he laughed. This will be past tense. How can we judge that it is past tense? See here the verb is given looked. So this is in past tense. L-O-O-K-E-D. Looked. Everyone looked at him. So this will also be in the past tense. So let us write the spelling. It will be the same spelling with ed. L-A-U-G-H-E-D. Laughed. He laughed so loud that everyone looked at him. This is past tense. This is present tense. This is future tense. Next, get ready for your test. The time dash. So someone, maybe your teacher is telling you to get ready for the test, and the time starts now. So it is present tense. See the word now is given now. Means right now. It is present tense. So what shall we write? We can just write the same spelling, S-T-A-R-T-S. Starts. The time starts now. The word now shows that it is present tense. So we don't have to write will. We just have to add S over here. Next, number 5. We dash harder to succeed next year. Next year means it is future tense. Next year it is future tense. Right now it has not come. So as it is future tense, we have to write will or shall. But with we write shall. So we shall try harder to succeed next year. So let us write the answer. S-H-A-L-L, shall try. Try, the word try will be as it is. There will be no change in that verb try. But we have to write shall because it is next year. Next year means future tense. With future tense, what do we write? We write will or shall. But here we are writing shall because with I and we have to write shall. So we shall try harder to succeed the next year. Then next question. I dash go jogging on weekends. So here it is given jogging on weekends means on Saturday and Sundays. So jogging is an exercise like running. So the person is saying that he goes jogging on weekends means it is his habitual action. He goes on each and every Saturday and Sunday. So that is regular action. He goes regularly. So we have to write the same verb go. There is no change in the answer. We just have to write the same word in the blank. I go jogging on weekends means it is his regular activity that he does on each and every weekend. So I hope this textual exercise is clear. This was the last exercise which was pending. We have completed today, and I hope you have enjoyed the video and you will watch this video a second time on YouTube. and please revise your lessons regularly. Thank you.